going to go ahead and get started because it looks like most of the people are on here. First off, I just want to introduce myself really quick. My name is Jackie Hurt. I will be your sales engineer, the person doing your demo. So if there's any questions throughout, I'll let Andrew introduce himself really quick.
Hi, I'm Andrew. I am backing up Jackie here, and I'll be running the Q&A. So if you have questions, please fire them off in there. I will try to answer you or ping Jackie to tell us live.
Thank you, Andrew. So please use the Q&A. We're just going to give you a snippet of really the day in the life of a technician and your side as an administrator. So I just want to walk you through a little bit of both, and I'll show you a couple things throughout. And if, again, any questions, throw it in the Q&A. We can work with you on the answers. So first off, let me get my screen shared so you guys can see some good stuff here. All right, so the very first thing I just want to highlight really quick is the whole reason a lot of clients come to us is our great integration with ServiceTitan. So ServiceTitan, we could do a lot. This is just a simple slide that I just want to show you really quick, and I'll kind of talk through it while I'm demoing to you as well. But the very first thing on this slide is everything flowing from ServiceTitan, or sorry, everything is flowing from ServiceTitan, all your business units, your roles, activities, all your projects, business units on the ServiceTitan side, that's coming into our payroll just as much as the time. So you'll be able to view all your labor distributions, your general ledger will be accurate because we need those things flowing in so those big pieces can be fixed appropriately. The second big piece of our integration is employees, technicians. So those employees, our system is going to be your system of truth for your employee detail. So all your hires, all your terminations, all your rehires, everything is flowing from our system every 15 minutes to ServiceTitan. And that's not just the hire information, termination information, it's actual updates. So if you update a pay rate, that will flow over to ServiceTitan within 15 minutes. So you always want to make sure our system is accurate so that can update your ServiceTitan flow. And then another big piece is your journal entries. So your journal entries, as soon as you finalize payroll, we can have it connecting to your accounting system. It's not really as much ServiceTitan, but I just want to let you know the general ledger, it really starts at the ServiceTitan side. All your business units, all your projects will be flowing to us. We'll be populating your general ledger, and those journal entries will hit your accounting system. We already have a lot of API integrations with QuickBooks Online, Sage Intacct, Acumatica, that we could just have it flowing over once payroll's finalized the next morning. And then also the other big piece of our integration that a lot of our ServiceTitan clients love is the time off integration. So as soon as a technician submits a time off, that is going to be flowing to your dispatch board in ServiceTitan. I'll talk a little further about a couple options we have there once I dive into the demo. But also I want to highlight here just really quick, and we could provide this to you afterwards as well. These are all the pieces that does not sync or syncs in our system. So if they're new hires, if they're changes, the technician or employee, we could have certain things flowing over. Again, we'll provide this after, so you guys can definitely take a deep dive and look at this. And we'll also send the recording over afterwards. Just give us like a day or two to get all the Q&A and stuff in there, and then we'll put it in there. But let me go ahead and turn off my video. Give me 1 second, because I hear that it's a lot easier to see if we have our videos off. So let me go here. So I'm going to start the demo in the employee side. So this is more your technicians, your employees. And everything about this piece of the system can be customized. So we'll have your logos, your colors. This is just our lovely Inova marketing. But no, it will be branded to you guys. And we could work through what you want your employees to be able to do and see. This is strictly just a what you get right out of the gate, but it is a very customizable system. And before I jump into all the product pieces, your technicians, we understand they are not on a desktop. They are out in life. Everything I'm showing you can be done on a mobile device. Absolutely everything. HCM to go is our mobile app. If you guys want to take a look at it, we also have videos the sales reps can send you, but everything I'm showing you is going to look and act the same on the mobile device. Just be aware it's just going to flow with whatever device it's on. So to jump into the life of a technician, just a couple items very easily. Your technician might want to see their pay. They might, once payroll is finalized, we can alert the employee that their pay statement's ready to view. And in that pay statement, they could see a lot. Your logo could be in here, earnings, deductions, taxes, your company paid benefits, what you're offering them. All that could be in a pay statement for them. And guess what? They could print and download these themselves. If they get a car or a house, they might need to download pay statements. So they could do that all from their mobile app. Also, really quickly, all the year-end items, sorry, I meant to take that out, that's not needed. All the year-end items, so W-2s, if you're over 50 employees, your 1095, if you want us to do those, the W-2s will definitely do, but 1095s, it depends on your size and if you want us to complete that, but all of their items will be out here and they will be able to view as many years that you're with us. So if you're with us for 10 years, they will have 10 years of W-2s that they could come out here and print and download themselves as well. And don't you worry, guys, verification of employment, we can help you with that too. We have a free product that we provide that will help you with all your verification employment. Also with your technicians, and this gets really important a lot of times, is they will be able to request off PTO, sick, vacation, whatever your policy is. So if you have just PTO, we'll have 1 bucket of PTO. If you have just vacation, we'll have 1 bucket of vacation. Whatever your offering is, they will always be able to see their most up-to-date balance in the system. And they will be able to request off. And when they request off, we can have all of your rules tied behind the scenes. So think about that. If you have rules where you only let them do 4-hour increments, half-day increments, or you only let them do full-day increments, or you don't let them go negative, we could have all those rules stopping the employee from their side. So any sort of rules we can help you with and hopefully make it more streamlined for your company. But all they do here is just submit that request, and it could go through whatever workflow makes sense to your company. So with your company, it might be going, usually goes to the team lead, maybe the manager, something like that. But the workflow is up to you. And once it's approved, our system talks to itself constantly. So once that time is approved, it is updating their balances in real time. It's flowing the payroll for you. So you don't have to do any manual manipulation there. And one important thing to our ServiceTitan clients, I wanted to get you a visual here, is it will hit your dispatch board. We have a couple options here I want to talk through. So yeah, that was a clap for sure. A lot of these depends on the client, but some clients do want it to hit their dispatch board immediately. They don't care if it's approved or not. So we can definitely have a time off pending if you want it. Or some clients do not want it touching their dispatch board until the manager approved it, until it's through the workflow. So it's up to you what you want to do there. We could do a little bit of both. So it's completely up to you on that, right? So I just want to get you a visual here, but this is a big piece of our integration that we got a lot of feedback from clients and they love it. So there's that. And then also anything, and when I say anything, I really mean this could be very customizable. So if you want to do performance reviews, or if you want your employees to view their credentials, their training, their certifications, learning with our ServiceTitan clients have become bigger and bigger. So we have a whole LMS that can maybe help you guys. But your employees can view total comp statements. They could view their performance. For total comp specifically, we're hearing this is important to the ServiceTitan group because you have high turnover in technicians. They're leaving for like 50 cents or a dollar to go to another company. So these total comp statements, as soon as you run a payroll, it's updated. It will show them everything you offer them, their full total compensation, salary, spiffs, bonuses, reimbursements, overtime. All these things are flowing in here. And maybe you offer 401k match, maybe you offer benefits, or you pay taxes on their behalf. Everything could be in here, so they have a full total compensation if they need it. And then just really any flow you could think of. So from an employee perspective, these are the most common. You know, they want a direct deposit change request. They want a withholding change request. They want to submit for a new uniform because theirs got ruined. So any sort of flow that you want through a workflow could be helpful to you guys. So you gain a big workflow engine with our HR product. So if you want them to be able to submit for a new uniform, and when they submit that uniform, we could have instructions at the top telling them exactly what's going on. We could have it where they need 2 shirts in a different size, jacket size, and they could submit that through a workflow for approval. So think about all those things that could be important to your company. A lot of clients for ServiceTitan do a tool request. So if you offer company tools or anything like that, that could be a request they could submit as well. The other big piece to our ServiceTitan group that's usually pretty important is the onboarding of an employee. So if you're able to hire them a day or 2 early, let's say you hire a technician 2 days early, we can alert them, welcome to the company, please start your onboarding with us. And they could go into the system here and we can have a very good onboarding dashboard set up. Like, what do they usually ask their first day? What do I wear? Where do I go? What is our benefits like? What do I have to do? So we can have this dashboard custom to your company. I just worked with a client where they had a really cute CEO video in here, you know, so you could do videos, links, documents. You could put it all on a dashboard for them. And most importantly, everything could be electronic. And as you can see, it's mobile driven. So if they're on their mobile device, it's just going to flow with the device here. But what I'm about to show you is, again, truly an example here. This is just what most clients kind of do, but it's very customizable. So the very first thing most clients do is have the employee fill out the rest of their file for them, because you're just going to do a simple hire. And maybe you have the employee fill out their shirt size, their jacket size, their birthday, their social. Maybe you have them filling out their address, their contact information. We have a lot of fields we can put in here that could be helpful to you. EEO information. If you're a 100+ company, it might be a good idea to go ahead and capture that, or even under. You could just make it not as required. You can make it what you want here. Emergency contact information, very normal. And what I'm about to do is submit this action. And like I said earlier, the system talks to itself. So when this is submitted, it's auto updating their employee file on your behalf. And then guess what? It'll fling you right back. It'll fling them right back to the checklist and keep them moving through the process. So it's very user friendly. It'll keep rolling them into the pieces they need to complete. The I-9, the withholding, all of these documents, they are very user friendly in our system. Our system, we utilize UKG Ready, and we're mandated by the federal government on a lot of these things. So really, with this piece alone, we do more of a questionnaire. And the withholding, you'll see, it is more of a questionnaire format because, let's be real, no employee knows how to fill these out ever. So it's more like, what is your name? This is what I mean by your name. What is your zip code? This is what I mean by a zip code. So it helps them understand how to fill these out. And also, when they submit it, it will be routed internally to whoever needs to do the rest. So if you have your HR manager doing this or managers, we can require an upload of documents in here. and it could be submitted through a workflow to finish up the employer section. And we do offer E-Verify as well if you need to do E-Verify. And like I said, the withholding is even more of a questionnaire, because these are confusing to employees, as you probably know, because you answer the questions. But what does it mean to be single? What does it mean by the government to be married? They could definitely fill all these items out, review it, and submit it very easily. And for your withholding too, it's going to be routed internally as well for approval. And then once it's approved, it auto updates the tax tables for the employee. So it's very, very simple for them. For sake of time, direct, like state withholding can be in here. If you're not in a state that has withholding, we can back this out. I'm in Missouri. That's why it's flinging me in Missouri. But wherever the employee is located or working, we could provide the W-4 for those states automatically. And what's also helpful in these items, if they try to submit it, it will tell them the required fields they have to fill out. Like, you're missing this, go ahead and submit it. And all these items you're capturing actual signatures on too. So if they're using their phone app, they could just sign with their finger very easily. Direct deposit, capture that if you can. We can have as many direct deposits as you need. I have like 8 for some reason, but you can have, employees can submit as many as they need. And any company policies. So anything you want them to sign off, please send it over to us, because we could embed all your policies. Maybe you have safety policies, anything like that. They will sign off. We could put a signature page and it updates their employee file. All these things are flowing to their employee file in real time. So you could always review these later on if you need to. And one of our items that have become clear to me that it's important to the ServiceTitan group is learning. So we work with clients, we have a whole LMS. So really, if you want to do like harassment training or safety training, I worked with a ServiceTitan client. They wanted like ladder training, specific to ladders, workplace harassment training. You could pick a bundle pretty much. And all of these items, depending on their role, we could have it deployed automatically, and it could be in their onboarding. So maybe you have them do harassment training on their first day, but on the job training later on, or you do some sort of continuous learning where once a year it kicks off more. We have a lot of options with the LMS, and that is fully embedded within our system. And then lastly, with the enrollment piece is benefits. We could totally help you with this too. So we could help you with life change events, open enrollment. Every time that pops up, reach out to your account manager. You will have a direct account manager. Our support model is totally different from any of our competitors. So you will actually have a direct account manager. I used to be one. We had about 20 clients that could reach out to you directly, and you could help them and consult them on their system, because they will know your system. You don't have to call in and explain your system 20 different times to 20 different people and get 20 different answers. It will be a person that knows your system and can help you with it. But during open enrollment, they could help you deploy that. But we could also tag new employee enrollment in your onboarding. So what I'm about to show you again is purely an example, but we could have instructions at the top. We could have instructions up here. We could also embed any videos. If you want to do like a training video in here or any of your summary documents, these could be embedded. And then the next page is really, they can add any family members. So, if you require a beneficiary or want to add dependents, they can do that as well. And then really the rest of benefit enrollment is up to your offering. So if you offer multiple medical plans, we could definitely highlight those and the per pay period cost. Employees want to know how much it's going to cost. They probably want to know the deductibles, the max out of pockets, the office visits. So we can highlight all those important items, and they'll be able to select what coverage level applies to them and save it. And as you can kind of see on the right here, this little, what we call shopping cart, will definitely tell them always throughout the process how much they'll pay per pay period. So they could almost monetize what they're choosing here. I'm going to decline dental. I'm going to add vision because I want you guys to see it update. But as you can see, now they're at $50.77. And we could add your costs in here as well. We could do group term life, voluntary life, short-term disability, long-term disability, HSAs, FSAs, anything you need on the benefit side, we can usually accommodate. But in the end here, they will be able to make any last minute changes and then submit the enrollment. And then you're gathering that actual signature again. So this could be important if you have an employee call, you know, I didn't sign up for medical. I've been deducted for medical. Yeah, you did. Here you go. Here's your signature. So it could, this item too is dropping in the employee file, so you could always reference it. And some clients too, once this is completed, it will go to someone internally to approve. And then once it's approved in real time, it will update the employee file with their deductions. So you don't have to do any dual maintenance there either. And we also have an integration with Employee Navigator. If anybody already utilizes that, we have a full integration with that as well. And then also we could do carrier connections. So if you have, maybe you want a file going to Anthem or Blue Cross Blue Shield or whichever ones are still going. All those sorts of files can feed to your carrier as long as your vendor approves it. And then the last thing I want to show you on the employee side is something we call the company hub. So this is just, I call this area, you know, any area, anything it's your company intranet is what we call it. So if you want to put your core values, if you have newsletters, if you want to embed social media, or you have a company event coming up, think about everything that your employees could just view on the mobile app. You could even have pop-up announcements in here very easily for them to view those items. So really this little area is, you could do videos, documents. I've seen clients do some really cool stuff out here. So I just wanted to highlight that as well. And that's really the employee side. That's all I had. I'm going to jump to the administrator side. Andrew, were there any questions I can maybe highlight really quick before I move over?
Yeah, we just had one pop in that was talking about how the history will be uploaded to the system.
Oh, sure. Do you want to answer that?
Sure. I mean,
I was like, I can too, but if you want to answer it, it sounded like you were going for it. So.
Well, just so our implementation team, you know, depending on when that implementation happens, we're talking about payroll history. They'll bring over that data migration and capture that for the current year.
Yep.
And then we have another one. Do we also handle Cobra? I'll let you take that one, Jackie.
Sure. Yes, we do, Alicia. So we definitely can handle Cobra. It depends on what the client wants. We do two different things there. Essentially, you can do, if you already have a Cobra administrator, we could just link all the Cobra qualifying events to your current administrator, or we could be your administrator. So we have two options there for you. We could do either or for you. All right. Then I'm going to jump into the administrator side. So we have a full cycle system. So hire to retire, our system can accommodate. It's a modular system. So if you maybe don't want to add recruitment now, just want to do onboarding and performance, that is perfectly fine. The HR product comes with a lot already. So just ask your sales rep, sales consultant on any of these items. I'm just going to go over the ones that I know a lot of our ServiceTitan clients use, but please let us know if there's anything we could help you handle, because we really are recruitment all the way to termination. So just be aware. I'm just going to highlight a couple of the items. And then we'll open it up for Q&A at the end. So I'm just going to give some more time at the end if we need to. But one of the big pieces of our integration as well is what we call employee information. So these are all your employee files in one area. So you'll have all your files in one area. Even if you have multiple companies, we could have multiple EINs here. All your branches, all your divisions, all those pieces can always be in here. You will be hiring, terminating, rehiring, doing all those pieces in our system, because again, that's flowing over to ServiceTitan within 15 minutes. Some other options that are important to the group is that you can also mass communicate with your groups. If you want to mass email employees or mass text your employees, you can do both at any time, and these can auto send out in real time to your groups. Another feature that I wish I enabled, but you'll have this button that you will be able to log in as any of your employees. So if you need to log in as an employee because they called you and they're stuck on where to go to complete something, you could log in as them, see exactly what they're seeing, and help them through. So that is an option as well. And everything in our system is backed by a massive reporting engine. So everywhere you go and everywhere I'm going to go, you'll see this little ellipses that's going to be hanging out here. This can do a lot for you. First off, it can update your views. So you will be able to filter very easily in our system. Like if you're just looking for the branch of plumbing, or if I could spell that great. If you're just looking for the plumbing branch, you can easily be able to filter for those specific groups. But the add and remove in the ellipses, this is what can update your view. So everything on the right is already in the report, but you could bring in so many columns to bring further insight into the report you're trying to pull from. So you could pull, maybe you want to know everyone's work comp code, because workers' comp could be in our system. You know, workers' comp you might want in our system. I don't know if I have any, unfortunately. Sorry, that was a bad example, but you definitely, anything from the employee file, you can pull into a report and report off of it. And then also everything in the employee file, you can export at any time in whatever format of your choosing. We do not lock you down from any of the reporting. And then one feature that a lot of our ServiceTitan clients use, and I'm going to jump into an employee file, is we hear there's a lot of tool deductions a lot of times. So what in their employee file, this is a version of what it could look like, is there's like a benefits deductions area. This is where you can add a new deduction. And I already have one out here, I forgot, tools. But inside of this deduction, you will be able to say, if you already talked to the employee, you could say they're deducting $50 a month until they hit the goal of $2,000. So as you can kind of see, it will show that the goal is $2,000. They already paid $2,050 into it. What's remaining $750. And what's even nicer is once they meet that goal, the deduction will auto stop. So you don't have to do anything. You just have to add it and call it a day, and the system will take it from there. So I just wanted to highlight that because that's usually pretty important to the group. And you'll have some very, very helpful reports outside of just clicking around. You have something we call the report hub. And depending on what product you get, you could have up to 300 reports out here. I know that's a little daunting. That is a lot of reports, but you have keyword search functionality. So if you just want to search for a compensation report or a turnover report, type those keywords in, and all the reports that apply to that keyword or have a column in there, you can choose that report. And in the report, it's going to show, like this is a base compensation history report. Very simple, but it shows all the increases, the reason of increases or decreases. But you'll always have this ellipses still where you can export and build upon the report. So these reports in the report hub could be a great start, and then you could build in the columns that you want in there. And I recommend, you know, if you spend 5 minutes on a report, you could just save it. And when you save it, it will always be in your report hub under your saved reports. So you're almost starting a report repository in here. And if you save a report, what's even greater is you can schedule a report. So if you catch yourself sending a monthly turnover report to your CEO the first of the month for last month. We'll stop that. You can automate reports to go out monthly, weekly, Mondays at 8 a.m. You could have it going to a certain group. You could have it going in a certain format, and you could say a nice message. So this kind of helps with those administrative tasks of auto-kicking reports. And you could also auto-kick reports to yourself. I do that all the time. So sometimes that's helpful for reminders. All right. And yes, you can. I was like, I just saw that pop up, Alicia. You can customize any report you want. So if you would like to, you could jump into a report, and then you'll have the add, remove columns, but you also can do a lot of other things. So if you want to change a header, or you want to ascend or descend or take things out, you could do a lot. Or there's even like custom columns if you want to go deep into it, where you could build out values and maxes and mins and add years. So there's a lot of customization that we can train you on if you want to really customize these reports. And then one other piece of the report that's actually really cool, and I know this sounds like simple, but you could change the label name. I know it sounds like so simple, but if you need to export a report, or like one of the labels are kind of like, it's a little confusing, you could always just say this means job, and update that as well. So there's a lot of customization you could do, definitely. Okay, and one of the newest features that I want to highlight is our new AI. So think about this from a product help perspective from you. So if you need any product help, let's see, how do I view pay calculations, payrolls in the system? So you could always do product help, and it'll tell you exactly where to find things. So this is our new AI where it's kind of driving all these items. And I forgot to go through this on the employee side. Think of this from the employee side too, because if you upload your handbook, this can be so helpful. So you can have the AI search off of your company documents too. So, and if you upload a handbook in your company documents, your employees could learn a lot. So what holidays are we paid for? And they could view the company documents. And if that's in your handbook, it'll tell them exactly what those pieces are. So this could help minimize questions coming to you guys. And if you want, you could turn on product help for them. How do I submit PTO? Product help. How do I submit PTO? Guess what? Follow these prompts. Even though this is front and center, maybe they have product questions that they might want to go and navigate themselves. So it's very helpful with the new AI product to be able to search off a company document. And even cooler, I hate to dork out, but I am. This is the newest. Think of you as an administrator. So as an administrator, you will be able to run a report to see what your employees are asking. What holidays are we paid for? How do I submit PTO? Who's asking what? And even cooler, you could say like cannot. And the system cannot answer those questions because it's maybe not in your handbook. So it could actually help you add more to your handbook based off the questions that your employees are asking the AI system. So just wanted to highlight that too. And I'm going to jump to payroll just for sake of time, but just know every piece of the puzzle we can help you with, and you'll have some great dashboards to be able to visibly see things. So for recruitment, you'll be able to post jobs, review applicants, deploy offer letters, deploy interviews. All these pieces can be done in here. For your onboarding and offboarding, very simply, we can have a very simple dashboard where you will be able to see all the I-9s you still need to complete. So you could come out here and finish the employer section and sign off on it. Your withholding, that needs to be completed. And of course, outstanding items. You know, if you hire 10 people at once, you might want to see that Jennifer Aniston is missing 5 things. And you could go in and see Federal Direct Handbook, she's missing these 5 items. So we also can help with those love letters, I like to call them. So if you want, we could trigger alerts to go to your employees, you know, alert that they are missing those items. So they are constantly in the loop of their own onboarding as well. And just so you know too, you gain a lot of calendars. So there's time off calendars, birthday calendars, anniversary calendars, where we could have those deploy, or managers could just come out here, or even employees. Employees could even come out here and see who took off when, or their own groups if you want. Some of our ServiceTitan clients like to have this by business unit. So the plumbing groups can see where everybody's off. HVAC groups can see when everybody's off. So we can have the calendar visible by unit if you want to. You know, benefits, performance, there's a lot of different dashboards that'll help you guys. Performance, it's not just performance reviews. You could definitely do all your incident tracking, all your PIPs, all your succession planning. All those items could be in here. And then just some other HR items that clients use in your industry is certifications and credentials. You know, if you have them as a driver, or you need to track driver's licenses, or they're credentialed in this specific item, we could have all your credentials in here, and we could trigger notifications prior to its expiration date. So if you're doing this on a spreadsheet now, which we find that's pretty normal, give it to us, because we'll import all the employees' credentials, the expirations, and we can alert you like 6 months in advance when they're about to lapse on those items. You could also do all your asset management in here. You could, of course, do EEO-1 reporting. You could do surveys to all your employees, or just a group of your employees. And a lot of our ServiceTitan clients uses our OSHA reporting, our workers' claims. So any safety incidents that occur on your premise, or even off premise, if you want to notate them, you will be able, and I'm going to jump into one, notate all your OSHA codes. So think about all the injuries that could occur or do occur. These are all your lovely, terrifying OSHA codes. You know, someone's like, I don't, seriously, some of these are scary. I inhaled, my chest hurt, and crushing. I don't know. These are all the OSHA codes, all terrifying. You'll be able to see if they're treated in an ER, if there was disability. You could even track the actual incident. So who was the supervisor? Where did it occur? Did it occur on company premise? Was there a drug test? Was it negative? Was it positive? Is it OSHA recordable? Is there a return to work date, or are they on light duty? So really all of these pieces, when you have to pull these, we could have it in a simple report that you could produce to send it to your workers' comp people as well. So all that could be embedded. Okay, I'm going to jump to payroll, and then we're going to do some Q&A. So first off, as you know, everything that's coming from ServiceTitan, it's not just the time. We're actually pulling all of your labor, all your distributions. You'll be able to see where all your dollars are going in your company, because it will hit here. Secondly, your general ledger, we will totally build it in our system. Give us like a month or two, because we're connecting about like 3 systems in the process, but your GL definitely can be built in here. And if we already have an API integration, we could just set it up. And once you finalize payroll, overnight that can flow to that API integrated product. If you don't, if you have a accounting system that's that we don't have an API integration, we could still produce a file for you. So you don't have to do any manual manipulation between the 2 systems. Workers' compensation, we can totally have that in here, your codes, your rates, all those pieces. A 401k, I wish I had a button, but your 401k, if you offer 401k, we could have all the matches, all the maximums. You'll be able to pull your 401k eligible earnings out of here for your audit. And then lastly, we will be doing all your payroll tax filing. So we reconcile taxes quarterly. So quarterly, we will deploy tax packets to you, and you'll be able to obtain those right here. And that will just have all your 941s and everything we filed for you that quarter. But let me walk you through the payroll process. So to do payroll, you'll just come out here and click Process Payroll. All your payrolls will be out here. I have one upcoming in 7 days. That's why it's doing that. But I already started one. You can always do an off-cycle or a correction. You can always do an off-cycle payroll if you need to. It may not be needed though. If you just want to cut a check, you could always do a manual check on the next payroll. But you can always do an off-cycle. I would say the most common is around December for like a holiday bonus. But for the normal payroll process, the very first thing we'll ask you to do is go in and approve anything pending. So is the time side. So the time side, the only thing we need you to do is review any pending time off that haven't been touched for that pay period. You can take action on it if you want to. I'm just going to delete these, or you could call the manager and tell them to approve it or deny it, either one there. So that's the very first step. If there is anything outstanding, there will be that big ugly red bar that's asking you to take action on it. That's the only thing we need from you. If you're not using expenses or anything along those lines, that's the only thing we need from you on the time side. The other piece is the payroll side. So on the payroll side, it's really just 4 steps in total. The very first one, and I wouldn't even call this a step, honestly, but it will show you in this report anything that occurred that pay period you might want to keep an eye out for. So this girl has a new tools deduction, make sure it's coming out, new direct deposits. If you have any mid-pay period changes, so hires, terminations, rehires, base comp changes, if anything is mid-pay period, it will totally auto prorate it for you. So definitely. And the very first thing on the payroll is to initiate payroll. And when you do that, you will click initiate. And what this is doing is taking everything from the employee file. So it's taking everything, their scheduled deductions, any scheduled earnings, W-4 information, direct deposit information. It just took all of that information and threw them into pay statements for you. And then the next step on our side is called sync time. So this time file is really going to be all your PTO. And if you have employees punching in our system outside of your technicians, we can support that too. So some clients decide to use our system for their overhead employees. So if you want office employees punching, all that will be in this file as well. And you could just sync that time, and it's throwing all your time data directly into pay statements for you, and it's already done. And this is where the integration picks up. So with the ServiceTitan integration, you will have a batch that actually says ServiceTitan batch. And what that does is when you are done with your technician time on the ServiceTitan side, you will send an email to us, and it's a direct email to our API integration. You'll send an email, walk away for 5 minutes, come back, you're good to go. So as soon as you send that email, it triggers the API integration to pick up, and all your time from ServiceTitan will then be input into your pay statement. And that's including the labor and the time and the overtime. All those pieces will automatically flow into the pay statements for you. You could also use this area, just so you know, if you need to do any mass uploads, like if you want to do a mass upload of a holiday bonus or anything like that, you could always mass upload commissions, spiffs, those sorts of things if you aren't calculating that in ServiceTitan right now. And then the one other piece is the add edit pay statement. This area is completely up to you. This is the one time, I call this area one time, one payroll edit. So if you just need to come in here and manually adjust something really quick, maybe you forgot a bonus or something like that, you could quickly just add the code you need, or maybe you need to reimburse someone for a specific amount. You can quickly just add it in there if you want to. So you have full access to manually adjust is what I'm trying to say there. And lastly, before you finalize payroll, we just ask you to review all the pre-check reports. So we have a couple good reports that I'm just going to go through really quick. The first one is the payroll comparison. This will actually show you very high level first, where you'll be able to see any variances from last payroll to this payroll. So as you can see, earnings went up this payroll by $12,000. And you're like, what happened? So you can quickly open that up and see, oh, I added this much into that amount, into regular. What did I do? And then you can even dive deeper and see who. See like, oh, well, who did I do this on? Oh, I had raises this time, this payroll. So you would kind of see the breakdown of everything to make sure everything's good to go. And of course, you'll also have just payroll registers. You'll have full payroll registers in here. So within the payroll register, it will really show you gross to net every person, or you could do by business unit or location. It doesn't have to be by person if you don't want it to be. So it'll show you earnings, deductions, taxes, net. So gross to net every employee. Or you could just come down to the totals. Maybe you're just trying to see how many hours imported from ServiceTitan. You could quickly just look at that as well. And then lastly, the last report I just want to hit on is the payroll recap and funding. So this guy right here, this is just everything we we debit from you. So we will debit you for all your direct deposits because we file those on your behalf. We will debit you for all your payroll taxes because we file those for you. And then we'll debit you for any of your child supports, garnishments, those sorts of items, because we could pay those on your behalf. And please, if you ever get one, send them to your account manager. They can enter them for you as well, and we could pay them for you. We just don't do the interrogatories because we wouldn't know those answers. But we could at least take a little off your plate. But this is just load your bank account with this much because we will take it from there and help you guys out. So, and it quickly just gives you like a last payroll to this payroll gross wages if you want. So you can easily see if you might have flubbed a zero, added too many zeros or something like that. But that's really it. In the end here, once you're good with all the reports, you'll have a finalize button. And when you finalize it, we can help with the automation. So most clients have their general ledger flowing someplace and their 401k files flowing someplace. So, we can work with your sales consultants. They'll be able to consult you on what we can help you with there. But that's all I had. I hope that was helpful. Andrew, anything that might be helpful to show?
Well, sorry, I was answering questions fast. I could. People throwing some good ones out there right now.
Yeah, and I'm like, I wonder if we could just open it up to unmute. I'm like, hold on, let's see. Let me stop sharing for 1 second because I feel like we got everything. There we go. Participants. There we go. Attendees. All right, I'm just gonna, let's go ahead. If anybody wants to throw a question out there, raise your hand really quick and I'll allow you guys to talk. Because yeah, Dan, I feel like Dan had a couple. Dan, you might have to unmute. I just triggered you to be able to talk.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go for it, Dan.
Okay, so yeah, Andrew did a really good job of answering all my questions as we went along. But what my main concern was the time card function. So Inova has its own time card function?
It does. So a lot of our clientele, especially on the ServiceTitan side, they kind of keep their overhead employees in our system punching. Like if you have office employees and stuff like that, And then they usually keep the technicians in ServiceTitan just for job costing and stuff. But
Yeah,
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
even our admin staff, we would keep them all in ServiceTitan. I just want to make sure there isn't two audit points, like we have to audit time cards in Inova, audit time cards in ServiceTitan. If we're just
Sure.
using ServiceTitan, will that information just transfer over when we're done reconciling our time cards? That was my.
It will, yeah.
Okay.
So it depends on the client. Some clients love that we can handle their overhead because they don't want technicians in or non-technicians in ServiceTitan. But some clients don't want that. So it's up to you guys, but your employees on ServiceTitan can flow to us as well for payment.
Okay.
Yep. All right. I alert Michael and Jeremy. I don't know who wants to go first, but I just untagged you. You just might have to unmute.
My question actually follows his. If you're using ServiceTitan versus Inova, what are the pluses and minuses of using one way or the other?
It's a great question, Jeremy. I would say that what I tend to see, our system is a true time system. So we could do all your overtime rules, we could do all the punches, we could do all your rounding rules. If you have very intricate time rules for your administrative staff, I feel like that's when they usually utilize us for that. The positive of using ServiceTitan is, of course, your job costing and all your projects could be deployed in there and you could invoice out of there. So I would say most clients, they try to keep everything in ServiceTitan unless you have some very intricate rules on your overhead staff. Does that make any sense?
It does.
Okay, yeah. Do you have anything like that? Like any detailed?
I don't know if it's detailed. We have auto lunches for our field employees that are hourly.
Yeah. And I don't think ServiceTitan can support that from what I understand. So that can be pulled out of our system, and what's nice about us too, we only charge for the people punching in our system because we don't want to add more cost to you guys. You can decide which employees you want to be charged for our time system, if that makes sense.
Perfect.
Yep.
Yeah, I could help him with that actually.
Please.
We had the same issue with people not punching out, forgetting to punch out, whatever. Are you in California?
There you go.
South
Usually
Carolina.
Oh, South Carolina. Okay. So in California, we have very strict rules when it comes to them taking a lunch break. So according to the California state law, as long as it's a scheduled break, then you could schedule it in ServiceTitan and it'll automatically deduct it.
You can schedule the break in ServiceTitan.
You can schedule, again, I'm talking California state law.
Meal
They
penalty.
have to take a break between the fourth and the fifth hour. And what we did was, because it allows us to schedule that break. So let's say you work in a factory and the lunch break is at 11 o'clock and the whistle blows, they all go to lunch. And that's exactly how we handle it. We schedule the break and that's when they take their break. If they don't take it, it's on them. It's not on us because we scheduled it.
Okay.
Yeah. And I will tell you this, most clients, Dan, you are accurate. If they are California based, they usually use our system for punching on their office staff because our system can trigger all your meal penalties. It can alert all of your meal penalties. And we could have all those pieces kind of flowing in there into payroll if you have to pay those out too. Victor, do you want to go next?
Yeah, I just had a quick question
Sure.
concerning commissions.
Of course.
So how would we go about? Will we have to manually input the commissions, or would we be able just to import like the master pay file, and then that would cover everything?
Yeah. So if you do you have configurable payroll in ServiceTitan right now, Victor?
We have it. We don't use it. But,
okay. So
we have it set up.
That's a struggle. A lot of our clients when they're joining ServiceTitan, that's a usual conversation we have. So when you export the gross pay file, are you having to manipulate it before you upload it for payroll, or are you just manually entering it in payroll right now?
Unfortunately, I manually enter everything in payroll right now.
Yeah, and that's where a lot of our ServiceTitan clients, if they're not utilizing configurable payroll on the ServiceTitan side, we usually try to get them to. So and the ServiceTitan has told us they're bad at it themselves promoting it, but configurable payroll will get all your commissions accurate based off your project work and units and all that stuff. And then all those pieces can flow over on the growth pay file. If you're still having issues with that and you just want to manually add it, you can always just manually add it to your payroll. Like if you just want to come out here and go to your pay statements and add in your commissions manually, of course you can do that. But we try to get you as good as you could be with the file when you initially come over. So your payrolls is configured as it can be until it hits us. And I hope that makes sense.
All right.
Yeah. So
All right, thank you.
yeah, please like reach out to ServiceTitan. We have a couple or your sales consultant on our side, and we could help you with starting that conversation and getting that set up for you. So it's a lot simpler for you.
All right, sounds good.
Thank you. And Michael?
Yeah, got a question on additional employees kind of seeing the back end of stuff. Can you set
Sure.
limits so that certain employees can see certain things while others who may go into the back to run reports or
Oh yeah.
do things, they have permission only for certain items?
You are completely right. So it depends on the client, but it's all driven by our security profile. So a lot of our ServiceTitan clients have like a technician, an employee, an office employee. They have different stuff different people can do. So it is really intricate. This is one of our biggest items that we try that in implementation. We just need to know what type of group should be doing what and who they can see, because the security profile drives, this is a manager profile, for example. So if I come out here, maybe you want your managers, I have this manager doing everything, so this is probably a bad example, but maybe you just want your managers to be able to view one field for all their employees. You could say, like, I want them to view just their cell phone. I don't want them to edit it, but I just want them to view it. So to the field, we can really allocate what they can see. And then the other piece of it is who they can see. So yes, this is what they can do, but usually it's another conversation on who you want them to be able to see. So usually it's either their own group or all company employees or just another specific group. So we have a lot of flexibility on what you want them to see and who you want them to see. Does that answer your question, Michael?
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, of course. I didn't see any more hands unless anybody else has anything at all. Good.
One more question. Are you gonna have more of these ServiceTitan webinar things? Integration
We
things?
were thinking about it.
Okay.
Would it be helpful to you, Michael?
Yeah, yes, it would, especially because we're just getting started with Inova.
Sure.
So I think as we get started, just kind of going through this again, reminding us what you're capable of doing and what you can and how to do things would be helpful to us.
Yes, and this is just a starting conversation. We just want you guys to get a vibe of the system, kind of like a teaser, if that makes sense. So if you guys want any further conversations, just reach out to your sales consultant, and I could jump on a call. We could go deeper into exactly how your company functions and be able to show you some things on how your company functions as well. Dan, did you have another question?
Yeah, I just want to say how, Luke's been great, excellent communicator, and he's done a really good job of explaining everything to us. The information that you went over in today's webinar, it's all part of the per technician pricing, right?
If Luke provided it to you, yes. Luke,
Okay.
it's all the per technician cost, correct.
Okay,
We have
great.
a discounted rate because we're the preferred partner of ServiceTitan.
Yeah, I just want to make sure there isn't a bunch of add-ons to get all this extra bells and whistles.
Well, it depends. Usually our ServiceTitan clients, they do payroll, they do HR, some do recruitment. That could be an addition. So just be aware, like that's why Luke will usually reach out, or Sean's on here too. Reach
Yeah.
out, make sure they understand your full realm of items, so we don't have to like accidentally nickel and dime you. We are not that.
Right. So, are you familiar with Career Plug?
I'm not. Is that a recruitment?
It's recruitment through, I believe, ADP. Vic, is it not through ADP?
Yes, it's through ADP. Yeah.
Yeah. So ADP offers or gives us this Career Plug.
Sure.
It's a posting board. It goes out to all the big recruiting sites, Indeed, and all that. So
Love it. Yeah, and
yeah.
ours can do the same. So I don't know if you want to think about utilizing us for recruitment, but if you want a demo on that, let Luke know, and we could schedule another call with that so you could see that full realm of the recruitment piece as well.
Yeah, that the Career Plug works extremely well. So
Good. I'm
it's
glad.
yeah, and it's instant too. You don't have any waiting time. So
Yeah, and
Right.
ours too, it's like a fluid system. So I'd like to know what works well for you on that side versus so I can kind of talk you through how it could work for us. Or we could work with you on maybe developing a file you could upload in our system if that's something. If you like your recruitment system, we are kind of like system agnostic. So, if you love that system and you don't want to change, we don't care. That's great for you guys. We could maybe talk about helping you with a file that you could upload in our system instead, so you could still utilize that piece that you like a lot.
Okay,
Yeah,
sounds good.
good. All right, guys, I know we're over time. I could talk to you all day, but I will send this video out to Luke and Sean so they can provide it to you. And then any further questions, please reach out to your sales consultants, and we could also deep dive into your company further on a more detailed call if needed. So thanks for coming, and you guys all have a great day.
Thanks so much, Jake. You're really good. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate
Thank you.
engagement. Great crowd.
Thank you.
Bye.